Okay. Hello, artists. For my online students, I'm offering you the opportunity to draw your value drawing in Sketchbook. And I want to show you several tools. And so I've got 4 different tools here that I tested out. And I tried some other ones, but I just didn't really like how they worked, and they didn't do what we need to do for this assignment. So please stick with the ones that I'm recommending to you. If you have a question about another one, you can try it out, send me a screenshot, and ask me if that would work. So there are several tools in your Sketchbook app. And to get to your tools, you're going to come over to the right or left-hand side, right next to that little pencil tip or pen tip or whatever you want to call it. That's where your tools are. And one of the first tools that I recommend are these drawing pencils that are blue along the side. And you'll notice that they have a little number or letter on them. Like that one's 2B, 3B, 4B, 5B, and these go up to 9B. Personally, in real life, I've never seen a 9B pencil, but that would be awesome. But, the B pencils, that means soft, and they're really, really good to work with to make your different values. Like right here is the opacity slider, and I'm going to recommend that you kind of put it somewhere in the middle. So, and maybe make the tip of your pencil very sort of halfway, and then you're going to get a decent size. Probably going to have some shapes that are pretty small. Actually, let me make that smaller, and I'm going to draw a shape to shade in. I'll show you a little trick, and this will work for any material. If I make my point a little bit bigger, and it's hard to get in those little corners with just my finger. If you have a stylus, you can use that, but if you enlarge by taking your fingers and spreading them apart, it's easier to get into those little corners. And you'll notice where, if I just do one layer, like in the real graphite videos, that's pretty smooth. But then if I go over it again, this is a lot like real graphite and how it layers up. So you can get a nice range of values, and you don't even have to go different directions like I did in the video. But this works a lot like regular graphite. So if you would like to do, to get lighter, if you would like to use this in place of regular graphite, you're welcome to. It's going to be hard to get it smooth though, because whenever you go over it, whenever you double back, it's going to get darker. But you can use the undo right there and press that, and it'll go back, and then you can kind of redo it. And if you keep going with your finger and don't pick up, it's not gonna, I'm going over what I just did and it's not layering up. But where I did before and picked up my finger, then it's layering up. Okay, so now to get lighter than that middle value, I'm going to turn my opacity down. And there we go, and it's going to get lighter. So when you want to go lighter, turn your opacity down. When you want to get darker, layer up. Okay, and all the graphite pencils will work that way. Okay, another tool that is a choice is in Oh, probably any of the pencils in the, oh, I think that is a, yeah, that's another pencil that you could probably use in the traditional. There was, in the basic tools, there's a flow airbrush, or maybe the soft, no, use the flow airbrush. That will make some nice value, and it's easy to layer up, and it'll get pretty dark. The color I'm using now is a really dark brown. It might be good to switch to black in the color picker. You can use this as the color picker, or click on the dot and it'll bring up that color picker. But I'm going to set my opacity kind of halfway, and oops. And the more I layer up over, the darker it's going to get. So if you want to get past a medium value, you're going to have to turn your opacity down, and then you're going to get nice and light. Okay. Oh, a new tool in in the designer tools. Oops. Where did that go? Medium tip marker. In the designer tools. That's gonna be very similar. Set your opacity about halfway, and you can adjust the size of the tip of the marker. Oops. I think I'm going to turn that down some. Yeah, that was, maybe it's on the right. Okay. So that makes a nice medium value one, and then there's dark and darker and even darker. So I'm going to have to turn my opacity way down to do lighter. Oops, that's way light. Okay, so the medium tip marker is good, and I will put a list. And one more. There, right underneath the designer tools, there's artist tools, and the only one I want you to use in that one is the yellow artist pencil. It's a lot like the first pencils I showed you, but it has a different kind of edge to it, which is kind of cool. But it's pretty much the same. But layer up, and when you get down to the lighter values, turn your opacity down. Oops, and don't be sloppy like me. Let's start again right here. And then I'm going to start layering medium. So this would be a good alternative. Make sure you have a black when you start out, but the layering idea is exactly the same as with the regular graphite, except you're doing it online, and this isn't even online. You don't even have to have Wi-Fi to use this. To send me things, then you got to have Wi-Fi. But those are 4 tools or 5 tools that you can try out to do your value drawing online. One last thing. I'm going to show you how to get a new sketch. If you've drawn something on there before, you're going to go to this little tool up here, click it, and go to New Sketch. And it doesn't matter to me whether your drawing goes vertically or horizontally, just stick with the preset. You know, the width is 2048 pixels and the height is 1536, or vice versa, whichever way you go. Click create. You can either save or discard your current sketch, but when you're getting ready to send it to me, save current sketch and it will go to the gallery, and and then you can share, save image, and that'll put it on your camera roll, and that's how you're going to send me the final one. I will not accept screenshots of your final drawings. So that's just that. All right. Good luck. You can send me screenshots of your drawing if you want help. And but that's the only thing I'll accept screenshots for. Your final has to be saved to your camera roll and uploaded that way. So good luck, and let me know if you need help.